I have a question on the referral front. So over the last couple of months, I've had a bunch of clients graduate my program, and I've had a slew of really good case studies and a bunch of LinkedIn recommendations to the point where now it feels like I've got a lot of ammo to use when it comes to my marketing, which is fantastic. And
Yes.
I have been getting a bunch of organic referrals from people. And so what I've been doing at the end of the case studies is saying, hey, who else do you know that you think would benefit from this program right now? Like who's looking for a job, et cetera, et cetera. And get a referral from that. But what I've been thinking about is all of the people who've graduated and then say like, you know, 30 days later, 3 months later, 6 months later, even though I have helped them in the past, I'm not necessarily front and center in terms of their thought process. And so they might know people who would really benefit from like working with me, but because I'm not front and center, they don't think to send them across. And so is there an easy way to set that up so that yeah, like when they do come across people that I could potentially help, they go, yeah, go speak to Alex.
Yes. So, and to be clear, these are clients that have already graduated the program, and like 3 to 6 months after that, they are in a new job situation and they know people,
Yep.
but they forgot about you.
Yep.
So, one thing that I've seen work really well at scale, in larger programs, ones that are probably more similar to the one that like John's running and stuff, is people who graduate the program get put into a nurture sequence. So you're sending them emails and texts. And again, the same way that you would on the front end to get them to join the front end program, they kind of go into like this, post say, graduation nurture sequence where um, we'd have to workshop what that specific content looks like, but that's what you would do at least on a base level. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? It can be like 30, 60, 90 days, like a simple email. Um, it could also be something that's very personal as well, like really chill. It's like, hey, 60 days later, you're like, hey, just thinking about you. You had a fucking awesome time in the program. Just curious how things are working out for you right now in your new job.
Yeah, it was it's interesting you mentioned that because I'm the one who's selling the program. I'm the one who's delivering on the program. So I generally have a really strong relationship with all of my clients. And
Yeah.
so a lot of my follow-ups are generally pretty casual, like, hey, like let's catch up. Um, and then I'll just casually ask them, as it comes up. But I think a more systematized process would be really good as that number is continuing to rise, especially over the last couple of months. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
I think that would be step one to keep them in the funnel, so to speak. Step two would be to have very clear instructions. So if you
Yep.
can have a checklist that's like an easy to find link or a PDF or something where it's just step one, two, three, four, five on how to send me a referral. This is
Yep.
the outcome of this. You get $2,000, whatever it is. Just yeah, so basically keep them in the loop, give them very clear instructions, and just that should do most of it, to be honest. Now, on the topic of referrals, we're going to go and discuss offers for a second here. So, leveraging the value from $100 million offers, the book, you want to have an unbeatable offer, right? And referral commissions are typically not grand slam offers for people to send you new clients. And
Mhm.
so there's a huge opportunity in being able to deconstruct the way that you think about a referral and see it from the lens of a normal offer with, bonuses and value stack and all that kind of stuff. Um, the Going back to the principle here, if it was worth it for them to do it, they would.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't find the cash in and of itself as enough of a motivating force to get them to do that work. Um, Even if it's a lot of money, right? Like my referral commissions are huge. They're like triple what everyone else pays, right? But still, it takes a lot of work to talk to somebody and make that whole process happen. Granted, it is as simple as creating an intro, right? But the energy behind it, like people see there's a resistance to it.
Mhm.
Um, Actually, we talked about this. I believe it was with Jessica, actually, or it could have been Zach too. But um, The thing that's interesting about referrals is that there's three people involved in the relationship there. There's you, the referrer, and the referee, the potential new client. And oftentimes, what ends up happening when people create referral rewards is they're only rewarding the person that sends the referral. They're not rewarding the person who receives it. And so, one thing that you can do to leverage the relationship that that person has with that person. This is assuming that there is a relationship there and it's not just like, a lead that they ran into or whatever. Is And I'm not too big, I'm not like a status maxer or anything like that, but it does play a part in social dynamics for sure when it comes to acquiring clients and keeping them and all that kind of stuff. Um, the frame is this. You just hooked up this person. So Alex, I'm referring you to another program, right? I just hooked you up with a fucking crazy deal that you could only get access to because of me. You got something special. You either got special access to course material, special access to the guru, special community channel, special discount, special bonuses, something. And it should be a stack of things, right? Where it's a no-brainer offer. Like, okay, not only am I, as the person who is referring you, getting the goodwill of hooking up my friend Alex with a fucking crazy deal, you're also getting this crazy stack of value. They're getting a new client. I'm getting paid for it as well. He's getting paid. You're going to make tons of money, results, whatever. That's what, so you can see how like you're kind of leveraging that there as well. This is also something too, and actually a reminder for anyone that wants to send referrals my way. I have a tried and true way on how to guarantee to the fullest extent that you can guarantee a conversion with that. You must do a three-way chat with that person. You cannot just, they can't just give you their email and say, email this person or message this person. They have to create a three-way chat with you. And they, like, if I'm referring, Alex, if I'm referring you to somebody else, I have to make the introduction and I have to set the frame. So the way that I do it is it's the person that basically the top person in the list. It's like, hey, Alex, this is my friend John. Um, and then I edify John and talk about how awesome he is. Next paragraph, hey, John, this is my friend Alex. This is how awesome he is. I'll let you guys take it from here. So yeah, it's a very simple, frame to do that, but that's what you got to do. If clients aren't doing that for the referrals, the conversion rate drops into oblivion because you don't have the relationship that they have with that person is leveraging the sales process. Um, so that would be my main recommendation. So to quickly recap, post-graduation nurture sequence, um, uh, and again, also the way that you talk to them as well, perhaps just keep it personal and casual and what we discussed in that moment. An unbeatable offer, and then the three-way framing of the actual intro itself.
Got it. Awesome, man.
If you want a done for you client success system that lets you keep scaling your front end without breaking your business and generate results, referrals, and back end sales on autopilot, then click the link down below and let's make it happen.